Good afternoon, everybody. Tammy from Tammy's Homesteading Crafts. Today we are going to do our September garden tour, so if that is something that interests you, stick around. So before we get started with the garden tour, I just want to welcome you all to my YouTube channel. Thank you for stopping by. For those of you who this might be the first visit that you've seen of my channel, I hope you enjoy it. And for those of you who've been coming each week and supporting me on a regular basis, I really appreciate it. And for those of you who have not subscribed, please consider doing so. It does benefit me by subscribing to my YouTube channel. Okay, so let's get into the garden tour. Okay, so the first thing in the tour I'm going to show you is my carrots. They are doing great in the 3 buckets that I have here. Let's see if we can get, there we go. They are getting quite big. I need to pull them. I just have not had the chance to preserve the carrots. I've been really busy with everything else going on, and I just don't want to pull them and then end up having to throw them away because I didn't do anything with them. So I figure I'll just leave them in the ground, let them keep growing. They'll just get a little bit bigger. But yeah, the carrots did really, really well this year in the 4 buckets that I had. My eggplant, got one down there, actually 2. There's a little one growing there too. Doing okay. They're just starting to really get some growth on them and get some eggplants on them themselves. This one, there's a little one growing. Where is he? Right there. There's a little one starting, but don't know if I'm going to get any out of it. They don't grow very fast. My cucumbers, they're pretty much done. I got a lot of cucumbers out of this. I have one string that still has got a little bit of life into it, but pretty much cucumbers are done for the season, which is okay. We had a lot of cucumbers. I made a lot of pickles and everything, so we're pretty good with cucumbers. The next thing is my tomatoes. Just starting to really get a bunch of tomatoes ripe in the garden. The plants are starting to die off. It is getting September. They do start to die off a little bit now, but yeah, just starting to get everything ripen. I'll be pulling them off and doing some stuff with the tomatoes here. But yeah, the tomatoes are doing actually pretty good. Got quite a few tomatoes there. I've made some salsa already. I did a whole bunch of tomatoes, and I'm just juiced them up, got rid of the seeds and the skins, and I just put them in the freezer because I just don't have the time right now to cook it down to make tomato sauce. But I will in the wintertime. I will. It'll be one of my winter jobs that I end up doing once it's cold out, and I don't mind having the heat on in the house. But yeah, the tomatoes are actually doing really, really well. Strawberries are just multiplying. The runners are just going like crazy. I need to pull them off and put them into the basket back there, my thing, and see if I can't get strawberries to grow in that little basket this year. But I have some flowers on this one, but still no eggplant yet. I mean, the bees are pollinating the flowers, but yeah, no flowers yet. Or no eggplant yet. Green beans are still doing really, really well. They always do well on the fence there. Been having a lot of green beans, and I mean a lot of green beans. I've been giving a lot of green beans away just because there's been so many of them. But yeah, green beans are doing really well. Peppers. This one's got 3 or 4 little ones on there. This one I just picked 3 big ones the other day, and there's 3 or 4 more decent sized ones that are going to be needing picked here. Actually, yeah, there's like 5 or 6 peppers on that plant. So the peppers are doing really good, just really starting to produce, but that's okay. Peppers are usually a more fall thing. And I'm just going to start taking the peppers that I get and just chopping them up into pieces with some onions and just freezing them with peppers and onions. But, and then, of course, my blueberries, they're done for the season. But we did well. Raspberries are starting to come, so I have some raspberries that I've been picking. The heat is really working on my rhubarb, but it's still alive. It just does not like the heat of the day, and it just kind of wilts. But as you can see, there's new growth down in there. So every time I pull, I keep getting more and more growth on that. I didn't get to my basil or oregano over there, and it went to seed. My berry patch kind of overtook my herb garden. So, but then these little sweet peppers, they're starting to fill out and get quite a few on them. And I got 3 of those plants, so they're just starting to turn colors, which is good. Still got blackberries coming. Look at that big old blackberry there. I posted one yesterday. I think, if not, I'll post it. I took a picture of one I picked yesterday. It was huge. But look at that one. These ones are huge. So, blackberries are still coming. Some more of those. Got orange peppers. I've got a pick yet for the garden for today. I have not come out and picked yet. Usually I do it in the morning, and I have not done that yet today. But I will, after I'm done filming here, I will pick. Again, this is my basil. I really did not need any. It just went to seed on me. I just could not get out here to get it cut and to dry it. Just didn't have the time to do it. I didn't need it. It does smell really good. I could bring it in the house and just have it there for the smell of the fresh basil in the house. The same with my parsley. I let it go back to seed, and it's now regrowing a second set in there. My little cherry tomatoes on the outside of the garden fence are pretty much done for the season. Just have a few on them. But yeah, that's pretty much it. The garden is slowly winding down. There is still a lot of tomatoes in here that are green that will be getting to turn ripe. But we're winding down on the amount of produce that I'm going to get from the garden. The next thing that'll be the biggest will be a couple of harvests of tomatoes here, and I'll probably have a 8-quart basket easy today of tomatoes, and then some peppers. But yeah, I did pick my shallots the other day and got quite a few of them. So those are out of the bucket that I had. But other than that, that's pretty much all for the garden. Actually, is doing pretty well. Well, guys, that was it for today's video. It's probably just going to be a little short one of a garden tour. We're to the end of the season almost. Just not a lot really going on the garden. The tomatoes are finishing up, ripening. I've got a ton of tomatoes on there. No more flowers, no more growth of tomatoes. Just going to finish up what I have on here, get them ripened, and then preserve them. Probably, like I said, I will end up putting them through and freezing my sauce that I make, the liquid that I put it down into puree and sauce, and then just cook it down to make spaghetti sauce, or maybe barbecue sauce or something. I don't know what I'll do with it. We'll have to see what I really need when it comes down to the time. But yeah, so that's pretty much it for today's video. I hope you guys enjoyed it. It's, like I said, a little quick video for what the garden is doing. I am getting quite a bit of produce from the garden lately, but I've been really busy with other things and just haven't really been able to post what I'm doing with the garden at all, as far as, you know, canning or anything like that. I just don't have the time. If you guys watched last week's video, what I do in a week, there's just a lot going on here. Summer's a really big time for us with the garden and everything that's going on. Hopefully that's why I'm taking the tomatoes and putting them into puree and then just freezing them, because in the wintertime when things calm down a little bit and I have 2 or 3 days to myself, that I can, after I'm done work during the day, I can turn around and go and cook down my tomatoes and make sauce or whatever I want to do with them. So that's why I do a lot of that stuff. You know, with my berries and stuff like that, I will freeze a lot of the berries, and then in the wintertime, and you know, or just before Christmas or something like that, I will take the time and make jam or whatever I need to with the fruit that I have. But usually I'll just freeze, you know, cut up the fruit and freeze it just to get it off the table so that it's not in the house, but then turn around and do something with it in the fall time. So okay guys, that's it for today's video. I hope you enjoyed it. As always, I will see you on the next one. Bye.